Oh, shoot. Hey, everybody. I'm a little bit early just because I'm setting up. Let me go here. Okay. All right. Now, if you remember, we turned this around. This section here, from here to here, is all that's left to tie. Now, let me get my laptop uploaded here. Oh, Gracie. Gracie, you must know that nobody can see you or something. Gracie had a bath last night. Didn't you, darling? What's this? Your eyes all right? Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Yes. 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 Mwah. All right, get down, sweetheart. Get down. All right. Now I got to get to the right page here. Oh, I hope everybody's having a good day so far. I took out my last, remember that roast beef I made where I got 6 meals out of it? Well, meal number 6 just went into the crock pot. I still have my casserole, but I got to get some gravy. All right, here we go.
Your versatility is unmatched. Baked, roast, air fry, and proof, all with toxin-free materials and a digital interface that's actually intuitive.
Don't tell me about friggin' air fryers. Mine died. Okay, there we are. All right. Let's put this on live chat. And then, don't freeze on me, please. Don't freeze on me. There we go. Hey, Freaky Geek, Lena K, Black Brock, Kimmy, and Kathy Acevato. Hello, I'm a little early. Oh, yeah. That needs to be just a little bit stronger. Come on, baby. You can do it. I worked on this yesterday, and I'm hoping I can get this done today so that I can work on Howie's as well. Howie's is not going to, I'm not going to be able to do it on the weekend. I'll be working on Mikey's on the weekend. Oh. Hey, Silver and Blackie, how's it going, sweetheart? All right, so I'm going to start here and work my way over. But I'm going to see if I can't. Woof. If I can't. Yeah, let's see if we can get this finished. Now, like I said, I have tied the borders on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to sew the border on the sewing machine, which is going to make this go all that much faster. Okay. Make sure my border is pulled out. There's still a few wrinkly spots, but you know what? I don't care. I've got 2 out of the 7, 2 out of the 7 rows done for Howie. So, like, together and assembled. His is going to be very red. A lot of red. But then he'll know why when he gets it, because that's all I could get was red, like for a solid color. My hands are just going to be hell in the... We're not going to be doing anything major except, you know, baking and decorating and stuff. In the new year, I'll probably be making broth and canning kidney beans. You know what I mean? So, hey, Lori Lazar McChesney, good day. Well, we thank you very much. Oh yeah, well, happy. That's right. No, Thanksgiving's tomorrow, isn't it? For Americans. Uh, Alrighty. I gave Gracie a bath last night because she's just scratching. And I mean, we did really well. I got her soaped up and I washed all her undersides and I don't understand how she can still have dirt in her skin on the underside because I mean, I really gave her a bath. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is almost done. Where are we going here? Okay, let's just do this with you because this is the one we want. So is everybody in the U.S. ready for Thanksgiving? I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that this close to Christmas. I really am. Anybody ever see that movie Home for the Holidays with what's his name? He plays Iron Man. He's one of my favorite actors. It's a really good movie. Then we got to do it all over again next month. Hey, freaky geek. Why didn't you think you'd make it to a live, honey? I'm gonna. No, and I can't ask my phone because I'm filming with it. Don't matter. Ow! 94 cents for a 10-pound bag. I'd be making French fries for the freezer, like oven fries for the freezer. That's a good deal, though, man. We go through a 5-pound bag of potatoes maybe a month. Hey, honeydew. That's just, some names are just a pleasure to say. Robert Downey Jr., thank you. He was in the movie. It's called Home for the Holidays, and it's about Thanksgiving. So it was a fun movie. Oh, there we go. I really hope I can put this in the washing machine today. But I may be getting ahead of myself. We'll see. We'll see. We usually get a 5-pound bag on payday for like, $3.99 or $3.49 or something. Oh. Alrighty. Oof. Can't believe it's almost December. It's raining here today. Hey, crafty girl. How's it going? I know you guys are used to me coming out later in the day, but I want to spend a good portion of the day making sure that this is done. And then tomorrow I can work on Howie's. But I want this done and in the washing machine by the end of the day, so to speak. There's a seam there we want to look after. So what's everybody doing today? If you're American, I can imagine you're getting everything ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. If you're Canadian, well, the snow's melting and the eaves are dripping. You would think it was spring. Hey, Grandma Gina. How's it going? It's not morning here. It's almost 1 in the afternoon. Or not 1 in the afternoon. It's almost, well, it's after 12 anyway. There we go. Okay, well, make sure your hands free driving, honey. And I mean hands free with your phone, not your wheel. Absolutely drive safe. You off to work or are you going shopping today, honey? Gracie, what are you doing? She's on my chair. She thinks it's time and it's not. I'm doing this at an unusual time, according to her. Oh. Running kids around. Today and Friday. I'd rather be working on on Black Friday, and if I was in the U.S., I wouldn't be going out to them Black Friday sales at all. You know that garden bed I told you I ordered? I ordered another one. That's my Christmas present to me for me and Howie. One of them, anyway. He's getting me a gun, but we all know it's for him. Because it's not in my name, the 22. But by God, that groundhog shows his face. You'll be getting a how to cook a groundhog video. I imagine it would be cooking it like a rabbit. Because once you skin them, they're vegetarian, right? So I don't know why, but I got a feeling that they're all dark meat. Oh yeah, it is. It's 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. And what I'm going to do is when they're assembled, because we're not going to do it till spring, but when they're assembled, I'm going to get pool noodles and just cut down one side of the pool noodle and then clip it over the sides of the bed so that if I'm leaning, I'm not hurting myself on the edge of the metal, even though it's not sharp. But still, right? Let's do one more here. So what I'm planning on, other than that, is replacing 4 of my beds. I'm going to put the 2 big beds right down the center of the garden because that's where one of the beds is busted out at the bottom. Any beds that are still any good, when we remove them to put the big ones on, I'm just going to use those pallet collars. I hope I get at least 4 to raise several other beds in the garden. Eventually, I'd really like to have all of those metal beds, but well, the edging isn't sharp, Freaky Geek. It isn't really sharp, or they wouldn't sell it if you could cut yourself on it gardening, right? But it's just in case I want to lean on it to reach something or whatever. And they're higher, which means I'm going to be bending less. So, yeah. Like you think of my little beds right now, they are 3 feet by 4 feet. These are 4 feet by 8 feet. So I'm getting almost 3 beds. Like, you know, if there were 3 beds, they would be 9 feet by 4 feet, right? So I'm getting 3 beds out of 1. Oh, shoot, Bev. Oh well. No, the pool noodle would be fine. That's just my idea. They don't even talk about it because I'm sure the edges. And the beautiful thing about these metal beds is like Howie has seen them, but they were silver um, in Ottawa, and he goes, "Oh, you need something like that." And so I showed him, and I said, "I ordered myself one of these." And he said, "Do they have any left?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Then order another one." He said, "You've been needing, more raised garden beds for a long time." So, yep, that's what I'm getting. Howie and I are at the point, or have been for a while. We're at the point in our lives where socks and underwear and stuff like that goes under the tree. Well, in a quilt, but big stuff is. I think one of my garden beds is going to show up today, and I have no idea how big the parcel is. But it's just it's what I really want. That and a CB radio. I don't think I'm going to be getting that this year, unless I come into some money. And no, I haven't come into any kind of money where I can get my teeth fixed. So we're just going to get the things I want and the things I need. You'd have edging about a foot deep so I can sit down. Well, I'll have my walker, right? That's the problem with straight edged beds. You can't pull up a stool because your knees hit the side of the bed, right? So I was thinking of giving up the garden next year. And then I realized, we gave up animals too soon. I'm going to still try and figure out a way of getting Howie to build me a chicken coop this year for next year. Because it only has to be no bigger than this table, right? It can go right in front of my railing. And if you figure this is the floor of the chicken coop, then we'd have a little door with a ramp going down underneath the chicken coop, and that would be all wired off and buried deep so that the chickens can go down and do their business. But inside, there'll be a roost, right? And a front door where I can put their food and water in, and a little thing on the back where I can collect eggs. I know. But I mean, it's just as much work to make a big one as it is a little one. I tried to get Howie to make me a little one, and it ended up in the chicken coop yard by the barn, and it never really worked properly, right? I want something that I can look after, that I can open the doors, I can shoo the chickens down into their yard, I can open the doors and take a rake and scrape everything out, and then close them again and go over here to lift to get the eggs. Because here would be their food, here would be their roost, and here would be their nesting boxes over here. And then a little thing to go down under. And then I could put a light in it, like a red 75-watt floodlight to keep them warm in the winter. And I could put an LED light on a timer so that they get 14 hours of light a day. It'll come on at 5 in the morning and go off at 7 at night. You know what I mean? I have a plan. It's just, getting it brought to fruition. Okay. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Because this part of the quilt, I tied a lot, right? So. I wish I could play some music or something without getting dinged. I'm going to work my way up over here, and then I'm going to move the whole thing over. It's a gray old day today. Everything's melting. Yep, all my Christmas shopping is done. What the hell is that noise? Sound sure does carry in this holler. It really does. Okay. Well, yeah, and then I can look after them, right? Then I can look after them. Period, full stop. I mean, I only want 3 chickens. It's not for meat. They'll only become meat when they're too old to lay anymore, and then they're soup. Hey, Suze B. Hi, Frida. Oh, my goodness. It's awful quiet today. But I got to get this stuff done because, I've still got Howie's to do. I can work on Mikey's on the weekend when Howie's home and working in the shop. But I can't work on his. So I want to get this done and off the table and into the washing machine, praying it all holds together, because I don't know if some of this stuff is pure wool and have been shrunk, or we will see. Where's Seashell? I don't see Seashell. Yeah, well, Dr. T Tree or D Tree, then don't build one. Hey, Journey, how are you? Where's Linda and Seashell? Well, it might be too early. Seashell's probably still in bed. The time zones are that different. Somebody tossed a doll, yeah. I'm doing good. I was just telling everybody for Christmas, I'm getting 2 new metal garden beds, 8 feet by 4 feet by 2 feet deep. I worry, though, that Howie'll hurt himself filling them. Well, that was stupid, Bev. Let's just pull one side out. There we go. Hey, cheerfully, how's it going? I watch my TV and can't comment. I decided to get on my phone today to send you a message. Well, thank you, darling. I'm glad you could be here too. Sorry if my conversation feels choppy and edited. It's not. It's just I'm focusing on one thing at a time. So I'll say something and then I'll pause to do something like this. There we go. Absolutely nothing wrong with lurking. Cup of tea. Just a reminder, folks, this live stream, we don't do any inflammatory talk, please. No judgment. We're just here to visit and have tea. God, there's original holes from where I tied the first one right there. Getting ready for Thanksgiving, Frida? Awesome. I'm so glad. I was saying earlier, I'm so glad we don't have Thanksgiving in November. Ours is the second Monday in October every year. Do. Hey, Ninja. I just dropped my yarn. My laptop is too old. I would love the purple with the blue plaid fat. Oh, these two? Or this and the purple? That would be nice, eh? I tried to get, when I bought the red fabric for Howie's, there was a miscommunication with the woman. I said, yeah, I'll give you the details on Monday. And I meant to say, I said, we'll confirm on Monday. I meant to say, we'll confirm the details. And because I didn't check my phone, she sold it, but it was the exact same color as that. And that's what I was going to border this quilt with. Hey, Linda. You got your eyes on, baby? How the dogs doing? I gave Gracie a bath last night. She wasn't happy about it. Neither was I, but at least we're getting too old to fight and jump and run around. So she just kind of waited for me to tell her when it was okay to get out of the tub. Oh, good. How do you make freezer fries? I have a video on it. I use an apple slicer, and I would peel the potato, and then I would use an apple slicer to cut it. And then I would rinse them and soak most of the starch off, get them good and dry, and give them a little bit of oil and seasoning, and bake them in the oven until they're partially done. Then bring them out, let them cool, flash freeze them, and then put them in the freezer. It's a lot of work, but it's really nice to grab a bag of fries out of the freezer and just throw them on a cookie sheet in the oven, and they're ready to go, right? Come on, you get up there. There you are. Oh, ninjas! Thank you, darling. It's very much appreciated. I can't do you a card right now because I'm not there. But thank you so very much. Your tip is appreciated. There we go. Nope, nothing happened. Just, check over the chat. Linda's my watchdog. That's not a very nice thing to say, but, she's fiercely protective of me And I just reminded everybody, Linda, that, there'll be no um, political talk or anything like that, any kind of inflammatory talk today. Oh, well, thank you. That will buy me a box of my Yorkshire Gold tea for sure. For sure. No negativity, right. Look at this, folks. There's ties here and there's ties there. We're just doing this strip right here. I'm going to pull this a little bit more forward. I want to roll this right off the table. I wish I had my cane handy, but the laptop will do to push things back. We're almost there, folks. And then I'm going to set up the sewing machine and do the borders. Uh-oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you for what, Blackie? Okay. Here we go. You can actually hear the eaves dripping as things melt. It's so stabby. Well, it's a beautiful sweater so far. I hope you're going to post pictures when it's done. I should have asked you what size of sweater you were knitting. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. It's just you par cook them, and that way they only have to be reheated. You know what I mean? I'd love you, Pen, for these pins. They're the best. Oh, I gotta get over here. Well, Freaky Geek, for starters, we romanticize about, spinning our own, growing our own sheep and carding and combing our own wool and spinning it and dyeing it. And the first time you wash it, put it in the dryer, it's fit for a doll. I don't mind acrylic yarn because it doesn't itch. Oh, alpaca wool is very nice. Yeah, merino is the nice. Merino is nice. Hey, Linda. Well, just make sure, like I said, rinse them. Just asking you to pay attention there, Linda, about something you told me the other day. In private messenger. What was I going to say? Okay, honey. There you go. Well, first, when you peel them, you throw them in a big bowl of water or a pot of water as you're peeling them to rinse the worst of the stuff off the outside. And then Potatoes don't go brown, really. And then you put them through you chop them. And the centers of those apple cutters, you cut them up into like tater tots. Well, that project has been set aside for when I have time to sit and sew because it's not designed specifically for anybody. So it's a project that I can sit and do while I'm watching TV at night, but I'm so busy right now during the day that by nighttime I don't want to do anything to do with sewing. I just want to relax. You know what I mean? Look, folks. We're almost there. So once you're finished cutting them up, as you're cutting them up, put them in cold water. And then drain them and spread them out and let them dry a little bit. Like just pat dry them with paper towel or a towel if you can. And then toss them in a bowl with a bit of oil and all your seasonings. And then bake them at 375 for about 10-15 minutes at the most. And then take them out, let them cool, flash freeze them, and then put them in bags so they don't all stick together. Ooh, I still got a pin here. Oh, that's because I'm not done sewing here. All right. Hey, Corey, where have you been, darling? Where have you been? Are you okay? Please post us on, please tell us what's been going on with you. How's your knee? How's your tummy? How's your shoulder? Not your shoulder. Yeah, your arm. Like you've been doing a lot of stuff lately, honey. I'm amazed you're still functioning. Oh, shoot. Come on. Hey, Kathy, how are you, sweetheart? Come on, you. There we go. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Now, when I'm done tying this, I'm going to have to go off camera to get it all set up to sew the borders, but maybe we can do that in a second live stream if that's okay with you guys. I just don't like wasting your time while frigadig! While I get ready for the next step. Another crazy day preparing for tomorrow. The Who's in Whoville are in the hoopla. There you go. I can't get into Freaky Friday. I don't know why. The knee slow. I have no hamstring muscle right now. So we're starting to work on that. Okay. Why can't you get in? I mean, I have your phone number. I send you the link. I don't understand. You might want to check your phone. It's got to be something on your end, honey. It really does. Okay, there is a seam right here in the purple. You can't see it, but I'm going to make sure it gets extra support. It's a lumpy quilt, I tell you, because there's parts of the old quilt in it, and then there's parts that it's just backing and the thin blanket that was the thing. And all right, I am almost done here. Well, you got to check the settings on your phone, Corey, because you must have changed some kind of setting or something. Have you had any updates lately? Because those can be a real pain in the butt. Freaky Friday's just not the same without you, Corey. If I send you a link in Messenger and you can't open it, if I send you a link in your phone and you can't open it, then it's a problem on your end, darling. You're just going to have to figure it out. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, Linda, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I must have missed you when I was doing it. We, on Monday, we went from tying this quilt to right into a Patreon live stream tying the quilt. So it didn't kind of get, I must have missed sending you the link, Linda. And if I did, I'm really, really sorry. Okay, let's do you this way. Sometimes it's just a single thread. Well, I don't know what's going on, sweetheart. Have you like blocked me on your phone by accident or something? That's all I can think of. All right, let's see. Okay. We still have a few more. This is why I say throw it on the floor, because you can't tell where you've tied and where you haven't if you've got bits of wool or yarn all over the place. Okay, now I am going to tie here. I'm going to finish here, and then I'm going to pull this over and push it back. Looks like only one ball of baby yarn. You know, contrary to popular opinion, folks, I don't really know that much about electronics. I just know how to make things work, and that's that. You know what I mean? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, friggin' egg. Goodness. Well, we'll try again today, Corey. We're just going to have to keep trying until we figure out what's going on. Oh, for the love of crikey. When it comes time to tie Howie's, I'm hoping I'll be able to find the needle that I used on Briar's, because it lets me put a larger yarn through it. Oh, that's a good idea, Linda. Uninstall YouTube on your phone and then restart your phone. Don't like factory reset it or anything. Take YouTube off your phone, restart your phone, and then reinstall YouTube. Maybe even start a whole new YouTube account. We got soup in the crock pot. The frozen roast beef vegetable soup I made out of that roast beef. So all I have today is to work on quilting and dishes. And I'm doing my Patreon live stream, maybe here at the table. It all depends on what I get done in the meantime. You know what I mean? There's a corner I missed. try to tie all the vulnerable places where joints meet and stuff like that. Like here. We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Our bonny boat was one as we sailed into mystic. Hark now, hear your sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Hey, Hope D. Hi, Hope Dies. Oh, I don't like it called Hope D's. Oh, I'm Canadian, Hope. We don't. We had ours the second Monday in October. That's why I don't like calling it Thanksgiving, because we don't do it the same. At the same time, it has different representations for Canadians than it does for the U.S. Okay. Alrighty. It's a common, kiddies. I'll just eat what is available. I bought marinated pork ribs from H Mart and will throw it in my small oven. I made pickled sweet Vidalia onions and cider or something, some kind of vinegar and soy sauce. Oh, that sounds delicious. I hope everybody has an amazing Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I'm probably still going to go live. Why? Because there's going to be people out there who don't do Thanksgiving, or there's going to be people out there that are Canadians and just want to hang out. Maybe I'll do a tea break in the morning start our tea break on Life with the Wolfies. Well, maybe we'll start it tomorrow. For those folks who don't have a family or a Thanksgiving to celebrate, or go. You look like you could use another tie right there. Okay. All right, this is where let's pull the laptop back here. Oh, I still got a pin here, and I'm going to go pull it from the other side of the table. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Oh, I got to pull this up. We only have like 2 feet square, maybe, to finish. See this? This is all we have to finish. And I'm going to pull this the other way here so that I can reach the other end comfortably. All right, there we go. Oh. This is it, folks. You have no idea how much I appreciate hanging out with you guys while I do this. This can be pretty boring and hard on the hands, but you know what? So we've got here to here to do, right here. No, I haven't gotten any more tape for my knees yet, sweetheart. I will. Right now I'm concentrating more on Christmas. Oh. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day in the morning. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. If we do sit here, patrons, to work on this quilt, do you want me to bring out my little speaker? Oh, I did this wrong. So we could listen to some music while I work? Oh no, where did my end go? Oh, I hate getting to this end. Because it starts, there it is. Because it starts to knot if you're not careful. Oh, sugarcane vinegar. I've never heard of sugarcane vinegar. Okay. Okay. Now. Oh, this is a thick one. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. I'm pretty sure this is the one. No, that's not it either. Huh. Well, it must be in another, it must be in another, no, I won't move right here. Okay. That's okay. I love this little thing. All right. There we go. They use sugarcane in the Philippines, almost like apple cider vinegar, but AC is expensive, so I went for, oh, well, there you go. I imagine that it's made the same way after they press the sugarcane. They must, you know, chop it up and put it in a vat because sugar is the activator in vinegar, really. Right? I'm going to go across here so I can pull it forward. There's a seam there. I forgot I had these. Homemade crescent rolls. Oh, that sounds lovely. I've never been fond of the flavor of Pillsbury products. I remember one year at Christmas, my dad thought he was just doing this. We were broke, right? So we did the best we could. Dad bought sour cream and onion soup mix for chip dip. And he bought Pillsbury crescent rolls and then did not sausage rolls, but like sausage rolls, but with hot dogs. And it just did not please me, but I didn't tell Dad that, of course. But, when you're broke, like I remember doing it later on and thinking, it must have tasted good to me when we were kids. But as I got older, I really didn't want, I haven't done anything Pillsbury in years. But I do want to get some lemons so I can make some scones and put them in the freezer to bake off whenever we feel like it. It's Thanksgiving in the U.S. when Mrs. Wolfie starts talking about making scones for Christmas. I did one side of my kitchen counters yesterday or the day before when my London Sunshine air fryer died. I thought maybe it had tripped the breaker. Nope, because it's done that. If I forget and turn the kettle on, it would trip the breaker on that plug. So I unplugged it and I plugged it into the stovetop plug, the one that's meant for heavier things. And I tried all my countertop plugs, nothing. So, and I can tell you honestly, folks, I have used that air fryer no more than 10 times. 10 to 15 at the if we're being ridiculously, and that's at the very most 15, but I'm pretty sure I haven't done it more than 10 times, right? Because it's a sausage, hot dog kind of thing. And we don't eat a lot of that anymore. So I know you've stated before, I was wishing others well done. Oh, okay, sweetheart. No, absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. Yeah, well, I'm tempted to write to them, but I'm not going to be bothered. Do you remember that meat grinder that I did the unboxing in? I'm giving that one to Arthur because I already have a meat grinder, an electric meat grinder, and he I think it's raining, and he is kind of like me in the sense where he buys these boxes of produce. And once a month, whatever is about to go or has been on sale and not sold or whatever, but is in still good shape, he pays $46 for a great big produce box. And one day we were talking on the phone. He was sitting there slicing away the apples. He had like 2 big bags of apples. And he says, I'm making apple candy. I said, do you mean dehydrated apples? And he goes, shh, don't tell Edward. He thinks it's candy. And I said, well, a better candy you couldn't have for kids, right? So, and he says, really? He says, I get this all done and I, want to give it to Edward. And he said, and then, every once in a while I'll sit down. And he said, and boom, the jar's gone because I ate it. So, but he's the type who will buy big sirloin roasts and cut his own steaks because he's good with he's got really nice knife set. And so I said, well, what do you do when you trim all the fat and stuff like that? And he said, well, I usually just throw it all in a pan and eat it, right? Because he's somewhat keto. And I said, well, you could grind it all up and then freeze it for when you want like a package as a hamburger. And he said, I never thought of that. And he said, sure, I'll take it. meaning the meat grinder. So I was going to sell it. I thought about selling it on Marketplace, but everybody's got brand new meat grinders on there for like $50, and it's like, you know what? I'll just give it to them. Oops. There we go. Look it's getting smaller and smaller. I like homemade sausage rolls. So I might make some puff pastry and just buy some breakfast sausages. You know what I mean? Making the sausage meat myself is, oh God, this one's so thick right here. I gotta find this thinnest part here. Urgh. That's why some of these ties are so huge. That's why you don't want them too tight. Because A, they can pull through, and B, they can pucker the fabric. So your first knot, your first tie is loose, and not loose, but light, and your second tie is tight. Thank you, Linda. It's not mine, it's my son's. And the one on the frame is for my Mikey. And I told you yesterday that I'm going to do Howie's. I'm going to use my pink cupcake quilt because it's falling apart anyway. I was going to recover it in all pinks for me, but, well, I'll get there eventually. But it's very lightweight, so it'll work for Howie. Oh. Lift up there so I can grab it. I'll tell you something, folks. This looks easy, but it can be really hard on your hands. The thicker the quilt, the harder it is to tie because you got to get the needle all the way through all the layers. Yes, we're going to start our tea time tomorrow. I'm just going to have regular tea, but we're going to start our holiday tea time tomorrow. Because now Friday, I'm not sure if I'm going shopping or not. But I realized that tomorrow was Thanksgiving for my American friends, and there are going to be people that are alone. So let's just start it tomorrow, right? This weekend, we'll decorate the tree in the office. All kinds of fun stuff coming up. And then one day when Howie's at work, I'm going to clear this whole table and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to wrap gifts. There we go. Come on, you get up here. I have a whole box of passion fruit black tea, and I've only just started using it, and that's without milk. But being the tea break is going to be my first cup of tea of the day, probably, because I usually don't get out of bed till almost 11 because I can't, I have trouble sleeping, right? So I'm supposed to be getting some deliveries today. Come on, get through there. Shoot. Lift that needle up so I can grab it. There we go. Not too tight, or it puckers, and the second knot. Oh, pardon me. You want to do joints? I watched Patch Adams. Yeah. Which one is that? Which song is that? Patch Adams. My gosh. I still can't watch a movie with Robin Williams in it because it saddens me so that he's dead. What's the song? Oh, I know. I woke up this morning and I grabbed myself a beer. That one? Roll, baby, roll. Bergamot flavored ones. You know what bergamot is, eh? Bergamot is what they use for Earl Grey tea. I'm not a fan of Earl Grey. Well, I could have drank it in the past. I can drink it with some honey and lemon, but if you raise your hand if you've not heard the airport story of my tea. Oh, shortbread. I just like my orange pico tea. What is that on here? Hemp seed is really, really good for you. Hemp seed is really high in omega fatty acids and vitamins and minerals. The only thing you need to know is do not cook it. Put it on top of your yogurt or your cereal or your salad or even a cheese sandwich, but do not cook it because it kills oh shoot, I got a knot. It kills a lot of the nutritional properties oh, for the love of crikey. If you heat hemp seeds, you lose a lot of their nutritional value. So put them on top of something once it's cooked, or sprinkle it on your yogurt or whatever, right? Oh, airport tea story. Okay. Howie and I forget where, probably Arizona, or it might have been when we were going to Egypt. It was probably when we were going to Egypt. And we had a lot of layovers and stuff like that to get us to Egypt first. And anyway, we'd just gotten off a long flight, and I said, I need a cup of tea. So I just assumed Howie knew that I don't drink Earl Grey, right? I don't, but if I do, it's prepared a certain way. So anyway, he comes back with this big cup of extra large tea. Now, Howie knows my tea now, but this was like in 2012, okay? It was like 13 years ago. And when he went to get me a tea, I guess they asked him what kind. And he said, what do you mean, what kind? So they rambled off a whole bunch of teas. And the only one he recognized was Earl Grey. So he got me an Earl Grey tea with double milk. And when I went to sip it, I gagged. I said, what the hell kind of tea is this? I said, not what the hell. I said, what kind of tea did you get me? He said, Earl Grey. And I said, Howie, I don't drink Earl Grey with milk. I said, that's a lemon honey tea. And he goes, well, tea's tea, isn't it? And I said, no. Right? I said, that's disgusting. It's gross. Okay. And I don't know, you don't know me, folks, but if I don't get a proper cup of tea when I need one, well, I'm one of those people, you know how they say, eat a Snickers bar, you're getting cranky. Well, that's me. Have a cup of tea, you're getting bitchy, Bev. So anyway, there was a man sitting next to me, and he was British. And he had his briefcase with him as his carry-on. And I was sitting right next to him, and Howie looked at the guy because the guy was laughing, right? So Howie looked at him and said, tea's tea, isn't it? And the man opened up his briefcase and had 2 boxes of tea in there. And he said, I travel with my own. You're asking the wrong guy. So Howie went back and got me an orange pico tea. But that was the story, right? Howie looked to another man for help, and the man said, sorry, I can't help you. I travel with my tea. You know, it was funny. It was funny. So that's the Earl Grey story. Nobody gives me Earl Grey tea anymore because of that story. Okay. Oh, look, the square we're getting is getting smaller. Okay, let's move you over a little bit. And then we're going to pull this way a little bit so I can reach everything here. This is getting done and put in the wash today or my name ain't Mrs. Wolfe. Well, you know what I mean. You don't add milk? Well, I can drink like the passion fruit black tea is a caffeinated black tea, but it's something I would drink with just a little bit of cane sugar, you know, because it's got its own flavor. Oh, I bet you there's a delivery. Oh my goodness, Gracie. I got a bunch of things coming today. We'll have a look as soon as the delivery shows up and then ends. Thank you, Gracie. Good girl. All right, enough. Inside voice, please. She's incapable of doing inside voice when there's a delivery. Gracie, hush. Please, baby. Honey. She just looked out the kitchen window because she knows that's where they leave the stuff. Yep. Look at this, folks. Oh, you're so fierce. You hear her? Enough, darling. Enough. Honey, look at Mommy. Gracie, I'm aware. Thank you. It's all right. Nobody would dare molest me with you in the house. I'm not kidding. Let me know when the truck's gone, Gracie. Gracie, go. Hey. Hey, go look out the window and tell me if the truck's gone. Go look and see. Oh. Do you hear her? Hey, David, what are you doing in Georgia? You on your way home to Florida from Tennessee? I think I got the destined. Thank you! Guy's wearing a hoodie. I hope he's not here stealing my stuff. I don't have that problem. It's just he's got his hoodie up because it's raining. Gracie! Hush, darling. Go look out the window and see if he's gone. Oh my God, eh? She's out looking at the window. Is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? She's gone to look out the window to see if the truck's gone. She is so smart, folks. It's scary. Like if I say, Gracie, do you want a bath? If I'm in the bathroom and she follows me, if I want some privacy, all I have to say is, do you want a bath? And she'll look at the tub and she'll just go, no, thank you, and walk away. Yes, he's leaving. Good girl. Good girl. How long have we been on here, folks? Oh, that's a good idea, Hope. That's a great idea. Shall I go see what we got? I really do want to finish this before I move. Well, listen, folks. I'm going to finish this off camera. Traffic on the interstate is a mess near Atlanta. Well, I guess it's Thanksgiving weekend in the States, is it not? Drive carefully, sweetheart, okay? And I hope you're using your phone hands-free. It always makes me nervous when people say they're calling me from their car. I know almost every vehicle now has Bluetooth and all that stuff, but not all of them do. And I just like to remember to remind people, right? TJE Airport was huge and nice. I saw several quilts on display. Where's this? Where's this? Alrighty, we are almost there, kids. Atlanta. Oh, hush, Gracie. Arr. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. Oh my gosh. Come on. Anyway, folks, I think I'm going to get off here now and finish this up. Why do I smell coffee? I'm going to get off here and finish this up, and then I'll get everything set up so that we can sew the border. Okay? Do you want now? Say yes, and don't be afraid not to, don't worry about hurting my feelings. Say yes if you want me to come back and show you how I'm going to sew the border, because I'm doing it by the machine. Okay? No, Bev, the one you sang earlier, I can't think of the name. Senior moment. I don't know. I'm not huge on the doors. I have a few of the songs I like, but okay. All right. Well, folks, I will see you, I don't know, in a couple of hours anyway, okay? So if you've got things you got to get done, go ahead and do them. I'm going to still be here for a bit. But let's call it an intermission. You'll see me again in an hour or so, or a couple of hours. All right? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to sweep up all the ties, set up my sewing machine, thread it with the correct thread, and my package is on the porch under the roof. It'll be fine. All right? I'll see you guys back in a little bit. Oh, oof. Oh. Yes, Gracie, we're going to go out and find out that everything's okay. All right, here we go. I love you guys. Take care. God bless.